All right, so as it is right now, I'm planning on taking out this tree and that tree, whatever other small brush that gets in the way. And I want to take and back up the cabin pretty much in the direction I'm standing. The tongue is facing forward, obviously. And I plan on taking the tractor and backing it up through here. And I need to get enough clearance so that I can get between this tree and that little one right over there. I want to keep those. I want to put the cabin behind that tree and in front of the bigger tree right there. And I want to keep as many trees as I possibly can for shade, because in the summertime, any shade is just hugely beneficial. So that's tentatively the plan. I'm gonna walk back a little bit more. This is the property line. So yeah, I'm gonna put the cabin pretty much straddling the property line. Like I'll have about 6 feet on one side and 6 feet on the other. T said he's cool with it because I want to crowd that big tree as much as I can. So I plan on putting gutters. I've got to modify the roof some. I've got to narrow it on the front and sides. I think the back is probably good. Just to make it easier to move it down the road, make it a little bit more manageable, because the front acts like a giant sail and it tore a couple screws out. And then the gutters are garbage, so I plan on buying some PVC pipe and making my own gutters out of PVC pipe. It's a thing. So anyway, rainwater collection for me is going to be a big deal. Like that's where probably a fair amount of my consumable water is going to originate from. I thought about, instead of piping the sink out, to have a bucket underneath the sink that catches the water when you wash your hands, you brush your teeth, and then you use that wastewater to flush the toilet. And if it's just urine, you just let it sit in there, unless there are guests coming over. And then having a bucket underneath the tub where your tub wastewater goes, so you could also use that to flush the toilet as well. So I don't know yet how all that's gonna work or look, but I like the conservation of it, because you're conserving water, you're conserving time, you're conserving strength. So yeah, self-contained cabin. Gonna have my air filter running 24/7 off an inverter, and cycling the air through the cabin, keeping the dust out. That'll probably be one of the first things that I do, just because it needs to be done now. And I'll probably cut some fiberglass panels off one of these boats out here, because everything, all everything that I've got right now is focused on each project. So I have, if I was going to start working on boats, I've got all these totes over here that are slap full of boat parts. I've got a trailer, I've got wood to build my garage with, I've got all these things, but I want to focus on, the cabin or whatever project that I'm working on at that time. That's the project for me. So once the cabin has been moved over here, then I want to put a garage pretty much right where I'm standing now. So I guess I will end up taking a fair amount of these trees out. I hate it, but so we're gonna clear clear these trees out. Yeah, so I'll have my garage. I haven't quite got the whole bit of it, but let me go back to the cabin. So we're going to try and save this tree if I can. This tree may or may not come out. I don't know yet. Everything there has to stay. Like, that's shade. Like, if you look at, it's about 11 o'clock right now. If you were to look at the direction of the sun and how the sun is hitting, I burned the stump and the remains of a doghouse that was there, and along with like a few other pieces of trash. There's a lot of work to do, but all that's gonna go probably around that holly tree. As much as I really loathe holly trees, like, it does help with the concealment factor. So I'll probably end up planting a couple trees out here in containers just for more concealment, because I want to have like a maximum amount of screening. So anyway, this is the property line. That's the tree that I want to be backed up beside. So I'll probably bring the cabin. Oh gosh, like I don't know if you can tell. Well, there's a pretty decent hill. The gradient here is pretty good. So I'm looking at well, I could put the tongue of the trailer pretty much right here. And then pivoting, I can get the tractor out going that way. It'll be a bit of a ride, but I don't see anything too scary. Yeah, let's do that. So these guys will get cut out. Yeah. Or not, whatever. But I feel that if I can put the tongue of the trailer right here where I'm standing, or even a little bit farther back, like this sparkleberry bush is going to come out. That one's going to stay. So we're going to try and put the wall. I'll have to take this dead tree down. And that one might be okay. I'm not sure yet. That'd be kind of cool. Leave that up there. Well, so the front. All right. We're straddling the property line right now. Yep. So I think I ought to put the front wall right here. So pivoting, this tree is going to come out because it's rotten and it's a threat. But that one, that'll be, I'd say, just to use this tree as reference. Well, no. Take it out. Okay. I'm not going to worry about it then. It's too much trouble. I'll put up screening, whatever. I think I want the edge of the cabin to be in line with that. So, like, this is the border. Let me step over a little more. Boundary line. Front of the cabin. Okay. That'll work. We'll leave this guy. Might trim it down a little bit. It's going to be, if this is the boundary, we're going to be 6 feet over. Okay. 6 feet. Yep. We're on a hill. Yep. There's room to get my mower over here and get the poopy wagon rolled off to a place where I'll dump it. So you're coming out, you're staying. I might be able to tie this one up out of the way because I am trying to not cut as many trees as possible. So the front wall of the cabin is right here. I want it right here. So the tongue of the trailer will be about there. Let me see if this will move. Yeah, I'll be able to move that. So, tongue of the cabin, no, wall. This is the front wall of the cabin. Tongue's gonna be about there. And I'll probably go that way. I'll take that leaning tree and those 2 bushes out and then cut. Well, I'm not gonna walk the whole thing, but we're gonna cut around the front of this little guy, and then I'm gonna knock out a few things, and then, yeah, so. Yeah, it looks good. I'm pretty grateful. It's awesome. So I'm gonna take all these trees out. You're gonna stay. You're gonna stay. Everything else, I'm gonna knock it out. I want to put a garage. I want to be able to drive through here. So I think I'll probably I might put the garage right here. Yeah. Facing that way or going this way. I think right here is perfect. Yeah. So those guys are staying. That's gone. Is there enough room? So I drive the Dodge in, pull up to the cabin, and then back in kind of cattywampus. So we'll want it cattywampus. Okay. Yep. We'll see. It's going to be the Dodge. Mostly, I want the Dodge. So, yeah. Now that I look at it, you might be able to stay. I could put it right here where all those bushes are. So, I want to have a road. I want to be able to have accessibility. I've already brought the tractor through here once when I first got the property. Might be able to do that again. I thought I was blocked in. No, I could probably drive it through all this. The shipping container, I'm gonna cut this tree out, or that branch, and it's gonna get as close to this tree as it possibly can. Cut that gum out, whatever. Cherry. As close as it can. Cut that limb. Firewood for this winter, probably. There's a chain there, whatever. That needs to come out. And then I want the shipping container, the back of it, to be in line with this. So the corner of the shipping container is probably going to go about here. I'm going to go 20 feet farther forward that way. That limb's going to be gone. And then you pivot. It's going to be in line with that. Now, I don't know if the shipping container is going to be higher or lower than that building. I think it'd be better if it was higher. And then I had some way to collect rainwater and just store it in that building. Like, that would be cool. These are all the timber dock pieces that I got from Jim that I'll probably end up using to build my garage with. And when I say garage, I mean a 20 by 22 custom built to fit the Dodge that sits on the ground that's loadable onto a rollback or a tow truck or something. So it needs to be able to fit the Dodge with the camper shell and everything. So that's the big one. But yeah, I think it's going to work out really well. So all this needs to come out. And I'm looking at driving the tractor through all this stuff, possibly even right now. So I'm not really seeing anything that would really hinder me from doing that. So had a tree come down. T's working on something. These are all my storage unit, IBC totes full of boat parts and various things. I had this tree fall during the hurricane, and it landed where I put all those cushions at. So it, like, the cushions cushioned the blow from the tote getting hurt, which I thought was pretty much God. You can see it knocked the top off. I think it might have also got caught in that tree a little bit. That might have done a little thing to help, but I want to take the axle out from underneath this trailer, and I don't know yet what'll work, but I want to take it out from underneath there and put it underneath that one. And I want to take that trailer I want this to become my livestock trailer / shepherd caravan trailer. So the animals, however many goats and hogs can fit in a 4x6. It's pretty small, yeah. The pop top for the Ode 23 is gonna go on top of this frame. And you know, you come up next to it, it's pretty good. I mean, it's over 6 feet tall. I mean, there's branches everywhere, but here's me for reference, you know, like that's the height of it. So I'm gonna take bed frame rails and go across it to support the pop top, and it'll be like a foot, maybe 2 feet in front and like a foot or 2 feet behind. And we're gonna do something different. The walls, everything's coming off. We're gonna take it down to the bare frame and sand it down. This was full of sand. So I think that it's got a pretty strong frame. The axle is out of, like, I don't know what it's out of, but they pulled the ring and pinion, which meant that the bearings on the outside of the axles weren't getting lubricated anymore. So then, well, you all know, like that axle ended up coming out. So hopefully the spring from there to there, and they look okay. They're a little rusty, but you know, you do what you can. I think they're okay. So we'll put that other axle underneath this one. So I need to know if the spring perches are the same or close enough. So I guess I'll do that later. Maybe today, maybe when I come back. But so yeah, the flooring needs to come out. Gonna put fiberglass and everything. But I think, I mean, obviously the helper springs helped a bunch. I don't know yet how this is gonna go. I don't think I'll have more than 2,000 pounds in this trailer, so I think it'll be okay. So anyway, yeah, that's the plan. It's it's kind of small, but it's what I've got for right now. And if I put livestock wire mesh on the sides, then I could probably haul, you know, a couple goats, and I probably could haul a small cow in this. I'd feel comfortable with that. So maybe I can make a way to put a ramp in, and then probably block the back as well, because you can see how high you can see how high the trailer is. And there's definitely, it's closer in the front than in the rear. Like, I'm not sure why they put the fender right there, but I think it's just screwed on, maybe? Yeah, I can move the fender. So, but the, I think the leaf springs look okay. I think they'll hold. I mean, they're rusty. And maybe they're trash, I don't know. They might be absolute garbage. We won't know until we get in there, so. But that's the construction. Got a cross member in the front, another cross member. They extended this, so then that guy. It's not bad. What I'll probably end up doing is, you see where the original trailer was, and then they added a foot onto it. I'll probably take, I don't know. I'm thinking I might try and cut that out. You can see the hump here. That's the original front wall of the trailer, and they added that foot on. But, I don't know. You know, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, you know, I don't want to get too carried away with it. Basically, this is enough room for one person to sleep comfortably. And I'll have mosquito netting and cover so that it doesn't rain, doesn't get them wet. I'll probably have curtains on the outside, a little portage-on, and, you know, like, I'll probably have a canopy tent as well. So you'll have a hammock set up. And that's another thing that I want to get figured out on this is, like, chalk the tires, and then somehow make a hammock stand that is incorporated into the trailer. But I think I need 10 feet, or maybe there'll be a tree nearby that I can borrow. That would work. Yeah, just chalk the trailer, or carry a pipe, you know, like I don't know, I'll figure that out later. But I think having the pop top up there will be like having a little ladder rack. So I might actually carry a little ladder with me. And yeah, I think this will work out perfectly, because it's a 4x6. So that's really only all you need. There is a hole. I gotta put my zipper up. There is a hole in the middle of the pop top for where the keel step mast was, because, like, you couldn't put a deck step mast on a pop top. And this one, it's different than the Catalina 22 pop top or the McGregor or some other ones that I've seen, because, like, those, it's usually only like the back 4 feet that lifts up. On this one, it has, like, the whole top of the boat lifts up. It goes straight up. So, like, I'm gonna put that on top of it, and it might look a little wonky, but you know what? I don't care. They can do what they want with their lives, and I like this. So, I figure having curtains around the whole thing. It's got a little hatch, and I don't know. I have no idea. You know, I'm making this up as I go. So, but I like it. I'm gonna try it. So, if it works, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. Let me back out. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got going on. I'm gonna probably go ahead and get that pine log moved somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and fire the tractor up and see if I can get through that little area. I've never done this before, so it's a surprise to me if it works. Could use some water, but a little thirsty. I'll be all right. See if I can get this thing fired up. There's a water from my rainwater collection, which is basically just a bucket underneath the eave catching, and all those trees need to come out. But yeah, old Massey. Got the 4-cylinder Perkins diesel. Previous owner put a battery switch in that ended up going wrong. Whatever. So I ended up putting that in. Replaced this. I need to replace this because I haven't changed the filter. I changed the oil when I first got it, but that was a couple years ago, and But I don't throttle her up that often. She's been a good machine. Got a few things to work on. I built this. I bought a forklift for 200 bucks and kept the carriage, scrapped the forklift, and then welded on. Well, this is the original carriage of the forklift, and then I welded on these 4-inch channel uprights, and then welded a receiver hitch there for normal trailers, and I put a gooseneck hitch there. Then I've got a boom that goes in here, so I can have like a boom lift for the tractor, and yeah, kind of like a little Swiss Army knife, I guess. So for me to get out of here, I'm gonna need to run over a few things, but that won't be a problem. Parking brake, clutch, first gear, forward, PTO up. I usually just leave it in first and go slow. You know, I've got a really good habit of breaking stuff, and I'm trying to get better about it. Going forward, I guess they call it a shuttle shift. I don't know. I got a leak on the power steering, so I got kind of good at driving it without having power steering work. So like there's a pulse rhythm to the pump, and when you're low on fluid, I got kind of good at, well, whatever. Yeah, had a sharp part to it. Oh, those ants are not happy. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's so tight in here, you know? Not paying attention. Luckily, I've already been through here once, so I know it's possible. I don't know what's going on back there, but happily it's cooled down some. He's got all these junk cars back here, and they hold water. The mosquitoes are atrocious. Not as bad as that mangrove swamp in Florida, but man, they're not good. You let it run over. Oh. Oh, that was it. I'm gonna go through here. So yeah, Dad helped me unload all that lumber. It's part of the old docks for Lake Murray. Well, it's Windward Point Yacht Club. Jim's company name is like Lake Murray Docks Incorporated or something. I don't know. There's some more. I plan on using this for the probably the roof for the garage, and probably the walls as well. But I want a 22 by 12 that I can park my Dodge in, because the Dodge is too long. Actually, now that I think about it, I'll probably make it 24 by 12, because I plan on putting like a horrendously big front bumper on it. So yeah, 24 by 12. First time coming through here. Ow. Got my ear. This roller trailer has been such a blessing. I got it with like a kit boat on it that had like 500, 600 pound lead keel. I think I gave the guy like 180 for it. and it needed tires. The coupler was gone. Everything was bad, but the rollers were what intrigued me. But that's a heck of a thing. Like, I've been very pleased with it. I had a 4,100-pound sailboat on it one time that I rolled off the landfill, and it just works like a charm. Like, it looks all rusty and nasty and whatever, but like, that's a heck of a machine. So I'm gonna back up and see if I can pick up this log and just scoot it back. Grab this little nubbin again. I want this trail open. I'd actually take it all the way over there by the other ones. First. It's important to center on these logs, otherwise you'll end up running over one side of it. I moved a fair amount of power poles when I was putting up my hog fencing on my last farm, and it was, ugh. It was annoying. Actually, probably just pile it up over here and burn it. Maybe I can straddle this log with the forks and get lucky. I dropped that. Pick up that guy and probably do the same thing. Like right up there, burn it. So I'll probably back up the Helms 24 and stick it probably there. I really don't want to clog him up if he needs to move this area. Yeah, I'll back it up right there. I can get through here. So the log, typically the root end is always like couple 100 pounds heavier, so when you go to find like the center of balance or something like this, kind of hit, like if it's 14 feet, you give it 7 feet on one side and 5 on the other, and I don't know if I'm gonna get it, because like I'm definitely not center corrected, but maybe, because yeah, see, but it's heavier, causing it to tilt, so it's gonna run over. Log. Got an ant on me. Got distracted. So I'm gonna crank the tires this way. Hopefully, yeah. I don't know. Oh, looks like she came up. All right, I'm gonna go forward. Might be able to. Like I got a root or the thing is, it sticks out kind of far. You can hear that pump cycling when I got it at full crank. And I got a diesel leak coming off the return line. So I gotta patch the tank again. So I'm gonna put her in high because I'm gonna be going pretty much straight over nothing that's gonna be problematic. So yeah, I want to build a garage for the Dodge. I want to keep the road kind of open and then have like a workshop. Cabin's going to be behind that canoe. Anyway, it's all going to work out. I got to knock 2 of these tires on the ground and take out that bucket of straps. I'm taking 2 of those tires with me because I'm not sure what shenanigans I'll be getting up to on Monday. I want to bring that Hunter 30 over here Monday and then head to Colorado for Joel's wedding. So I hope you appreciate how difficult this is to do with one hand. That's a 2-inch ball. Yeah, I got a 2-inch ball. I'm having to offset it some because the hitch, that's not high enough. So now we put it back in neutral, parking brake on, make sure, clutch out. I don't know if it'll matter. Gotta go up some. There's my straps. Yeah, Helm's 24. Lights aren't working. Turns and brakes work, but light signal just aren't running. I'll have to check and see if it's in the truck or in the wiring. So I got to ease back just a little bit, which you'd be tempted to not do the right thing because, you know, I sometimes don't, but do it the right way. It's a lot easier in the end. Parking brake, neutral, clutch out. You can hear the pump. Turn it back this way just to not put her under so much pressure. She eats she eats a lot of oil. I don't need to latch that. Now on this one, if I go to pit wall, I'll show you what it does. I got this from Harbor Freight. The wheels are garbage, they broke. I couldn't find the size to replace them, so I ended up welding up this little bracket, which as you can see, I put a lot of time and effort into it, but it's gotta be rotated like that to close, but I've got too much out right now. So like I've gotta suck in like maybe an inch, which means that it's too low to get the tractor out, which means I need like a little block to put underneath it. And that'll shut. now I can go forward and do my 18-point turn. And these are Dexter 5,200 pound axles out of a camper. I paid $400 or $440 for 6 rims and tires that were trash. The tires are garbage. There was one on there that was a decent spare, and then 1 rim that was just trash. So I got like 4 good rims and then a rim with a tire on it. So I paid $400 for the new tires, mounted and balanced. Not balanced, but mounted. So I've got like $940 and everything. No, I got $900 and everything, because I bought them back from my brother, and he said just call it $900. I think he gave me, you know, I can't remember. Here's that leaf spring that was being a nuisance, which is, we're gonna respring everything. They were already broke. It had a I think it had a Bristol on it. I can't remember exactly what was on this trailer, but it was like a 27-foot whatever that had water in it. So when I got it, the springs were already cracked. So I put a single spring from a mobile home on that side, but these still have the original. And they had, I don't know how much water was in that boat, but that might have been what cracked and bent the frame. So this trailer was already stressed before I got it. Then I put a 10,000 pound Catalina 30 on her and really got her good. You can see the frame still just a mite tweaked. Anyway, let's head back. I'm gonna come down just a little bit, just because there's no point in having it that high. Back in first, forward gear, clutch out, parking brake. There it is. Slowly making our way along. Making our way down. I guess I could probably put it in a second. Oh, wait for that tire to fall over. Hey. So yeah, my boat hoist trees and the jack stands and some other stuff I gotta kind of neaten up before I leave out of here today. Brought the cabin through here when I first came in, and it's taller than this is. We should be good on clearance. I cut that tree down that was rotten and piled it up over there. When I did that, it knocked that branch down and then it ended up breaking. So I got to clean that up. I don't know. We'll be all right. So I'm trying to get as close to these guys as I can, and then like miss that, because that's what I was saying. Like I don't want it sticking out that far. So now I get to cut it really tight this way and try to get those tires as close to that tree as I can. You see, I'm pivoting pretty good. All right, so now I need to get that tire as close to that tree as I can. All manner of things. It's going to be close. Made it. Now I need to crank it as hard as I can. That hits forward. Pivots. Around. And I screw it in. I'll put it back. Put it back in first. Start to get a bit tighter. I got very blessed when I loaded this boat, because sometimes you'll have a lot of tongue weight, which is why I keep destroying these wheels, because I get 1,000 pounds of tongue weight on that tire. You can see I pressed in a piece of gravel. So, you know, it's a 1,200 pound, you know, whatever. But it doesn't really. So now that it's free, I'm gonna stand on that fork and keep my toes from getting crushed. Pull back on these guys. I forgot to pack things up, so it's clear now. I could have done that later when I got on the machine, but whatever. So yeah, Husqvarna. She needs a starter solenoid and got some teeth missing on the flywheel and the fuel pump and new battery and some other stuff. So yeah, looks like that'll probably be here when I get back in a month. See anybody borrowing that while I'm gone? I'm gonna cover these guys with a tarp. Probably do that now. T's been an amazing neighbor. You know, like, I've got all this valuable equipment out here without it being locked up, and his people just keep an eye on it, and I've just been very, very grateful. All right, I need both my hands. I don't know. You're gonna go down. My main thing here is just to keep the sun from eating them, because those are $100 each, you know, and like, I'd hate for them to just roll out of here. The axles are about $250 each, but what can you do, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, I guess we'll go put it back. I'm gonna put her in second this time. Parking brake, going forward. Clutch out, wait. Yep, second. I guess I'll leave them about that height. You know, it's something you kind of always have to look at, is the height of your implement on the back of it. Back through the gauntlet. But yeah, shipping container will go here. That trailer will get put somewhere else. And I'll have a little covered area to keep, you know, tractor or whatever I'm working on. I don't know. But it'll be, look at how close this is. Poor fender. It'll be kind of high, you know, like, I don't know yet. Whatever. But got definitely some salvageable materials here. I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna do it or what, but this treated wood's in pretty good shape. I mean, it really is. So probably use most of that to build. Well, that garage is gonna be heavy. Like heavy. Yeah, I'll go back this way. You see the stump I was handling last time. Smushed it right up. Got a musket in there. Ugh. See if I can hit this guy. Rear tire. Yep. Got another stump. Oh, the same stump. Yep. It's got that sharp little tip on there. Missed it. And missed it. Yep. battery back off. Ugh. There's the alternator quit working. A diode went bad. It started pulling current from the battery. I'm gonna go pee on this tree. I've been peeing on my trees. Hopefully they'll thank me by putting out more leaves than that, because I need shade in the summer. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, been keeping the tractor behind the cabin, just kind of out of sight, out of mind type thing. But yeah, I bought this from a fella down in Georgia. Tank and I rode out there, and he was pretty solid on 35, so we gave him $3,500 for it. I had to borrow money from Dad. I sold some pistols, I think, to Tank to come up with the other bit of money, but I think I had like $1,500 from selling my gun collection to Tank, and then I borrowed $2,000 from Dad, and then about a month later I was able to give him the money back when I sold some lead to Kyle Pridemore. Hope Kyle's doing all right. That man helped me out of a pile of trouble by buying my lead with some consistency. I just make 20-pound bricks, and he'd buy, 2,000, 2,500 pounds at a time, cash. Cool dude. He was on a Navy ship in Korea, I think. I'm just saying that I got a picture of him swimming a line over from one battleship to the other, or riding the line over. I'm not sure. Like, they've got these guns that shoot like a bunch of line from one boat to the other, and then they pull a heavier line with it. I guess I'm gonna pack the hammock up. I don't think I'll be using it. I think I'm gonna hit the road here pretty soon. So when I leave out of here, well, I guess I'll go. I'm feeling all right. Let me go square away these buckets. I've got a bunch of used motor oil. I'm soaking the stump in it, and I soaked the bottom and burned it, and then I soaked the top as well. It doesn't seem to like to soak in from the side. Like from the end grain, it soaks right in, but from the side, it just doesn't seem to. I was reading about how old timers would put a coffee can with their used motor oil on top of a post, and they would poke a hole in the bottom of the coffee can, and the oil would slowly seep into the post, and just like they said, the carbon, the soot from the exhaust keeps the fungus from growing, and the water is repelled by the oil, and I guess termites don't like any of that, so you'd have oil preserved, oil treated posts lasting forever. So that was kind of the idea with that. I've got a jack leg. I don't know why I'm looking this way. I've got a jack leg vise for blacksmith work that I'm going to clamp to the side of that once I get everything squared away. Still have to peel all that bark off, but yeah. So here's the boat stands. Here's the boat hoist. Yeah, just this is the top I'm going to put on that trailer so I can start sleeping in it while I'm tending my flock of goats, hogs, chickens, geese. I'm gonna have a I'm gonna try this with like a couple goats and a couple pigs and a couple chickens, and just see how it works. Run them around at Windward Point Yacht Club and just see if it works. There's no pressure. We can always eat them. I'm not intimidated by it. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn you off because I got stuff I need to get going on. So that's it. Thanks for coming along.